Yes, so that opening scene you just saw was filmed with an iPhone, specifically this one here, an iPhone 13 Pro Max. And that's because filmmaking with your phone is more accessible than it ever has been. So we thought we'd put this video together to give you some tips to get that more cinematic look. Now, since we have iPhones, our tips will be specific in terms of these settings for that. If you're using an Android or a Google or something else, the concepts will be similar. You'll just have to find the specific setting on your device. So let's start with the apps. How do you actually film the scene on your phone? We use the built-in camera app, but if you want something with more control, take a look at these two options. The first one is Filmic Pro, which allows you full control over your camera settings. This one is available on the App Store for $15.99. There's also Pro Camera by Moment for $6.99. There are dozens of different settings and features and configurations that each app has, so you'll need to take a look at them and decide what you want to shoot and which app is best for you.
We interrupt this program to remind you to subscribe if you haven't already and you want to see more filmmaking tutorials, editing tips, all that kind of stuff. And if you don't subscribe, I will come to your house in the night and remove each of your eyelashes individually. So if you love your eyelashes, you better subscribe.
We also used our own app for this scene, CamTrack AR, which allowed us to capture the 3D motion data while we recorded, so Tom was able to take the footage and bring it straight into HitFilm and start adding the millimeter labels without having to motion track the shot. CamTrack AR is available on the App Store for free, but we also have a paid subscription upgrade if you want some more advanced features. Now, this last one isn't technically an app that you download, but it works in a similar way, and that is to use your Apple Watch with your iPhone while you film. Basically, you can see your camera's view on your Apple Watch in real time. This is really helpful for getting in those tricky spots, especially useful for when you can't see the phone screen. In addition to these, I would highly recommend going into the actual Settings app on your phone. The Settings app will have additional parameters that may not be exposed in the camera app itself. If you'd like some assistance with your composition, try enabling the grid. Generally, if you place your subject on one of these 4 crosshairs, it will be nicely composed. If you're filming with the intent of wanting to slow things down, you'll want to shoot in a higher frame rate. This gives you more frames to work with and in general results in a less choppy sort of motion once you slow things down. The trade-off with this is that you usually have to lower your resolution in order to hit those high frame rates. You'll also need to add more light into the scene in order to capture everything. Speaking of lighting, I've swung things around a bit so that you can see how we lit our stand-up set. When it comes to setting up the light when filming with your phone, you'll need to be careful not to hit pure black and pure white because it'll be easier to do that with a phone than it is with a typical cinema camera. Take your time to craft the lighting just as you would with a regular camera. Create shadows and contrast using bright and dark areas. Pay attention to color contrast as well. What colors look good when they're put next to each other? And if you're working with actors, try using eye lights and soft lighting. This means diffusing the light through either a softbox or a shower curtain if you have one available, as well as putting a light off screen so that it's reflected in the actor's eyes. This makes them appear more expressive and human. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this and leave a comment down below to share any tips or tricks you might have with the rest of the community. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.